Welcome to the Sound Creator Podcast, where I explore the fascinating world of sound design and sound effects. I'm your host, Cedric Black, and in each episode, I dive deep into the art of creating unique audio experiences. Join me as I share my personal journey in sound design, from crafting realistic sound effects to building captivating soundscapes. On this show, I will dive into this unique art of sound that brings movies, games, and media to life. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Sound Creator Podcast. And I'm excited about today's show, but at the same time, I'm a little nervous because as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I've been I guess just going through some trial and error and figuring out the sound issues that I was having with the background noise, because I'm not in the studio is not really a isolated treated room, because initially it wasn't meant to be that. It's where I create my music and my sound effects, so I really don't I really don't need sound treatment. But that's been something that I've been struggling with, trying to figure out a good balance of the technical issues and the noise that I've been getting in previous episodes. But I'm trying something different. So this is a nervously fresh new start for the show. I don't know if you noticed that I have a new intro theme. I went back and made some changes with that because I just felt like I was doing something fresh and brand new today. So I'm not sure how this is gonna impress me, or if I'm gonna be totally satisfied with the overall sound of this show, but that's just the another day in the life, so to speak, because the show itself is about my world of sound design and sound effects. So now this is part of my world. So normally the normal format for the show is for me to talk about the sounds that I create, and there's a segment in the show where I also play some sounds for you to hear, and I either discuss what's behind it, or maybe ask you to guess what it is, and then I come back and tell you the short design story behind the sound that was created or the sound that was played. But I'm not going to do that today. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what I say in the title, my world. This is part of my world. Every day I'm creating sounds, yes, and every day I'm always working on music, and I'm composing music for different things, different places that I work for. But that's everyday life. That's just what I do every day. But today is not that, so to speak. I'm not going to really include that into the show. I'm nervous. You can probably hear it in my voice. I am nervous about the sound because I really want everything to sound good, because I'm a sound designer and sound is my world and my life and my work. So I want everything to always sound good. And I'll keep striving for that until it happens, or until I'm satisfied with the sound. Hopefully you don't hear the birds chirping outside. I've been trying to pick a good time to record each episode. A lot of times I can hear birds, and I have to wait until the traffic sort of dies down. So I think that's why I always pick early in the morning before I start work, so I can get the show recorded and hopefully eliminate or be ahead of the traffic that builds up outside, because I can hear it, even if it's in a distance. I can still hear it. And what I have noticed a lot is every time I start a show, an episode, I have to stop it because a bird will be right at my window chirping, or worse than that, an airplane will fly by. So I have to stop it or find some way to edit it out. So this time the airplane is already gone. I don't see any birds around, and looks like this is a perfect time. So I was wondering when I woke up this morning, I thought about, I asked myself, I'm always thinking about what sounds can I think about today? What sounds can I capture, or what sounds can I create, or just what can I do with sound today, and what am I hearing today? And I'm always I wake up with a hearing attitude. Well, let me back up. I wake up being grateful for today, for each day that I do wake up. Away from that, I do wake up, I do think about sound, because my ears start working, and my ears are working because of those blessings that I receive to have hearing. So I utilize that in a way to captivate my day. I'm thinking about sounds. What can I hear? What am I hearing that I could either utilize for inspiration in some way, or just enjoy? Because I'm not always utilizing everything that I hear. A lot of times I'm just hearing, and I just appreciate the sound. Because truth be told, yes, I am always recording, I'm always creating sounds, but especially if it's something in nature, I'll hear something and I'll appreciate it so much, but there goes a bird. But I don't always have time to get my microphone set up. If I'm out somewhere, a lot of times I will have a mobile microphone that I can snap in to my cell phone and get started pretty quick. But even then, if I hear something that I want to capture that I think may be cool to capture, I'll miss it. I'll miss the sweet spot, that sweet moment, because that time has passed. So I think that I've learned enough to understand that I can't capture every moment, much like a photographer. If I've noticed that some photographers have to take thousands and thousands of shots. I'm sure there's a term for it, but they set their speed or their shutter or whatever it's called, and they just click really fast, especially when it's in sports, when it's involving sports, because they want to capture the moment, and they go through probably thousands of shots to get that one special shot. So I think it's similar with sound design, or the way I operate. And I think a lot of us that do create sounds, we have to sometimes record for an extended period of time just to be able to capture some special moment in that sound. And I hope that makes sense. I think that's why I use the photography analogy to show, to just to give you a bigger picture of what happens. This is part of every day. This is part of the process of capturing sounds, because I look for, when I listen for that the special moment in the sound. That's why it's, I think that when I do record certain sounds, and I do use a lot of different microphones, because each one of them has its own unique personality and unique sound. And sometimes I'll just experiment and use different combinations of microphones just to see what sound I get. And then when I go back and listen, it's like watching a TV show. If you have a TV show that you don't mind watching over and over, like for me, I think one of my favorite movies is Hancock, Will Smith. I can watch that movie over and over, and every time I watch it, I find something different. I see something different that I didn't notice before, no matter how many times I watch it. Or I can also watch that movie, and when I say movie, I'm still talking about sound. I can still create it every time I go back and listen to a sound that was created. I hear something different, and I can also focus on a different part of the sound, much like I can with the Hancock movie. I could focus on a favorite scene, and I think about, what is it about this favorite scene that really moves me. So, what the same with sound. When I hear these sounds, or I listen back, I ask myself, what is it about this particular sound that really moves me? Or what is it about this sound that doesn't move me? I think both go hand in hand, because I can be honest, a lot of sounds sound good and a lot of them don't. Even though everything sounds, to me, it sounds, but that's just personal taste. I think we all have that personal taste. Certain things sound good and certain things do not. There are some sounds that I hear and it's just so soothing, and then there are some sounds that I hear and I can't wait to get away from it. But as a sound designer, it doesn't keep me away from it, because every sound has a story. Every sound has life. It's breathing, because if it wasn't breathing, the sound would not exist. So I capture those sounds, and that's what I utilize. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for showing up. And I know that I will do more episodes like this, because it is about sound, but it's also about my world. So this is part of that entity and the things that incorporate my sound design work. Because if not for some of the things that I discussed today, I still wouldn't balance out the same way, because it is that balance. So thanks for showing up, and see you again on the next episode. Thanks for listening. If you found value in what you've heard, I kindly ask you to spread the word about the Sound Creator Podcast. Share it with your friends, colleagues, and anyone who shares your fascination for the power of sound. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your preferred platform so you never miss an episode. You can also stay connected with me through my main website at cedricblack.com or at cedblack on Instagram. Thank you once again for being part of this incredible journey. I look forward to bringing you more captivating episodes in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and let the light be your guide.